G'day viewers, Retro Man here, and welcome to episode 12 of Lost Songs from the 1980s. Today I'll be taking a look at two very unusual songs from some Australian singers. These tracks did catch the attention of some audiences down under, but they really deserved much better. Now the first one is from a Melbourne-based band, and they only ever recorded one studio album. And when I say their only studio album, that makes it even rarer. I mean, what happened to these guys? And the second song is from an Australian rock legend. In fact, this song kind of missed the mark when it was first released, but it later appeared in a movie and even a rock opera on stage. So what can I say? There's a lot to enjoy today with these two lost Aussie gems. Computer One is a 1983 song from an Australian indie pop group called Dear Enemy. Now these guys only had one studio album out. They were formed in Melbourne in 1980, and for a couple of years there they just really gigged hard. I mean, 3 or 4 times a week you would probably find these guys gigging around Australia. But in 1983 they were ready to release an album, and boy did they have a song here with Computer One. Now this album kind of came and went, and it was called Ransom Note, which is a really interesting title. And when it comes to the band's name, Dear Enemy, you're probably thinking, where did they get that from? Well, in Australia here, there's a very famous comic strip called Ginger Megs. And in that comic strip, the hero always receives letters from his rival, and they're always addressed to Dear Enemy. So these guys had a bit of a spring in their step, a bit of a wink in their eye, and they also had a very interesting name for a band. Now this song, Computer One, has a very international sound. I mean, this has the sound of the 80s, and this track really should have fared better, I think, on the world scale. Now the lead singer of Dear Enemy is Ron Martini, and he really nails the vocals on this track. They really are stellar. He does not miss a beat. But aside from Martini's excellent vocals, we really have some nice instrumentation going on here. The keyboard work is stellar. Also the guitar riffs are cool. So this song has a nice musicality to it. Ron Martini just really lends his voice so well to this song. I can really see him as a frontman of a major international act. That's just how good his vocals are. And I would really have to say that Dear Enemy is one of those Aussie bands that just missed the boat. Now, Computer One did okay on the charts. It was released in late 1983, but it kind of peaked at number 15 in January of 1984. And the song did get some radio play, but I think it has a really cool vibe to it. And the song came with a music video that was quite mysterious. We have the lead singer entering the University of Technology in Sydney. That's where it was shot. And he kind of gets on a computer system, and at the same time it's intercut with scenes of the band rocking out. So you get that computer stuff and the band performing, and it's a neat little mix that gives the music video an element of suspense. So I think this band was really good. So, like I said, there's an air of mystery to this one, but I must say I like what I saw, and more importantly, the song is just great. And I tend to think that this is a song that would not have looked out of place in a big movie like War Games with Matthew Broderick. Do you remember that computer movie? Well, if they had to put this track on there, this would have went wild for Dear Enemy, because this band deserved a lot better. Ron Martini is just a stellar frontman, but in general, everything about this track is rather intriguing. So Computer One by Dear Enemy, it's not a song you hear today. In fact, I don't think I've heard it played anywhere for at least 20 years. So it really has faded, this one, but there is just so much going on. It has a great sound. The instrumentation is wonderful. Those vocals by Ron are just wow, to the stars and back. So I would say that Dear Enemy is one of those bands that deserved much better, and Computer One is this lost track that is just begging for rediscovery. Straight Ahead is a 1983 track from John English and the Foster Brothers. It was from that super hot album, Some People, and this is a song that has a lot going on. It's 6 minutes, in my opinion, of pure magic. Now, John English and the boys actually performed this song amazingly twice on Hey Hey It's Saturday. So they were on in 1983 performing this one, and then they came back again at the end of the year to do a reprise. So they were really trying to take this song into the charts and get that Some People album really pumping. I would really have to describe this track as a fast-paced rocker with a few levels to it. Now, when I say that, at about the 4-minute mark, we get a neat little romantic interlude where it just goes to another place and it just warms your heart. So there's a little bit of a different twang to it at around 4.5 minutes that may catch you by surprise. So when I talk about levels and gear changes, this song has a few. It has a great guitar riff that kicks it off, and then it has these wonderful little things to it as it progresses, and it's a bit of an epic. So it's a unique track, and John English was a unique Australian rock star. He really should have been a superstar internationally, and Straight Ahead has so much going on that it's just a wonderful testament to the talents of John. But I must say that those Foster Brothers are really bringing it in this track. Those guitar riffs are fantastic. It is what you would call just a great ensemble. And Straight Ahead is just a song that you must listen to. So this great Aussie rock song tried to do some big things in 83, and in 84 it was actually reworked into the Australian movie Kool and Gatta Gold. So there was this epic film that was shot on the Gold Coast, and they kind of wedged Straight Ahead in the beer garden scene. So if you remember that film, there's a fantastic dance sequence right in the heart of the film at a beer garden on the Gold Coast, and Straight Ahead is played on stage and the lead couple dance at the beer garden. Now, John English sadly didn't appear in the film, but amazingly Wilbur Wilde from Hey Hey It's Saturday is the front man of the band that is playing Straight Ahead in the movie. But I tell you what, Wilbur does a great job of lip syncing the John English track. So it's a really cool moment in the movie, and Wilbur also gets to do Tim Finn's Fraction Too Much Friction. So you have these two songs, Straight Ahead and Fraction Too Much Friction, just running in the heart of this film, and it really illuminates this nighttime setting. So what can I say? Straight Ahead with John English really set that movie alight at that pivotal time. So that's a bit of trivia for you. But also John English didn't leave Straight Ahead there in 83. He decided to rework it many years later in this stage opera that he was doing called Paris. Paris didn't do too well, but I tell you what, whenever I hear Straight Ahead, this is a song that grabs my attention. It is just so almost effortlessly cool. And if you put it on, you will know what I mean. It kicks in and it just goes through the gears, but it holds you the whole time. It's like a bit of a journey, and it's definitely a journey worth taking. So Straight Ahead by John English and the Foster Brothers is an oddity. It's a song that nobody talks about today, but really they should when it comes to great Aussie music. So this one takes me back to the early 80s and then some, and I'm sure it'll do the same for you. Well, that just about does it for today. Thanks for watching episode 12 of Lost Songs from the 1980s. Two Aussie bangers for you. And man, tell me in the comments below if you remember Dear Enemy and Computer One, and also the late, great John English with Straight Ahead. I think both songs deserved better. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and keep watching this channel because I have a lot more coming your way. Until next time, this is Retro Man, living the dream, retro style. Stay gold.
Thanks for watching. Retro Man will return faster than a boomerang. But in the meantime, please check out these other episodes.